Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Big ratings for Jon Stewart returning to The Daily Show Monday night. The show drew 930,000 viewers. That's the most for The Daily Show since March 28th, 2018, midway through Trevor Noah's run. There were some simulcasts on other Paramount-owned channels that brought the total number to 1.85 million viewers. Some comparison numbers. During Trevor Noah's final 10 weeks of host, he was averaging 416,000. Prior to the writer's strike last May, the guest hosts were averaging 369,000. When The Daily Show came back in October with no host, the average was under 300,000. Ouch. How else do we compare that 930,000 / 1.85 million viewers? Well, let's see. NCIS had 7.32 million viewers on Monday night. The Bachelor had 3.49 million. Jon Stewart, capitalizing on the momentum, announced a small tour March 1st in Poughkeepsie, New York, on the 15th, York, Pennsylvania, March 29th, Princeton, April 10th, Stamford, Connecticut, and April 27th in Wilmington. I was thinking some more about Trevor Noah versus Spotify and how Trevor had fallen out of the charts. So here's why that could be a problem. Let me walk you through how the sales works really quickly. Podcasts are sold on a CPM model, which means how much money do I have to give you to reach 1,000 listeners? So I'll keep the math simple. Usually a CPM number is around $20. So if a podcast has 1,000 listeners, you'll charge $20 for an ad. Rates may vary, but that's simple math there, right? So if you have 10,000 downloads, you're going to get $200 per commercial, etc. So Trevor launched really well, and I bet they were quite enthusiastic about the sales. And if he's fallen out of the top 250, that means the numbers have likely gone down, and you wind up in what I call make good hell. So what I mean by that is you've told the advertiser, hey, we're going to reach 1,000 people. And then you don't actually reach 1,000 people. You reach 800 people. And then the advertiser is sad. And you're like, don't worry, we'll make it up to you. And you can make it up to them. But the problem is when you make it up to them, you're tying up your commercial inventory to make up what you didn't deliver in the first place. So you either have to add more and more commercials, or you have to run a make good, a freebie to make your advertiser happy because you missed the projection. Anyway, make good hell can get ugly really quickly. I'll be curious to see what's going on with Trevor Noah and Spotify. All speculation on my part, but I do have some expertise on the subject. Speaking of podcasts, I noticed Weird Al is on Craig Ferguson's podcast. I'd fallen out of listening to Craig, but I'm a big Weird Al fan, so I will check that out. Didn't get to it yet. I watched Taylor Tomlinson's special on Netflix. It's nice enough. It makes my end-of-the-year list. The end-of-the-year list right now is number 1, Dusty Slay. Number 2, Taylor Tomlinson. Nothing else is on it. 3 didn't make the list, Pete Davidson, Jackie Novak, and Kevin James. I suspect by the end of the year, Taylor Tomlinson will be more in the 21, 22 range. It's not going to be the second best special of the year. No way. It's fine. I do have a note for Taylor. You don't need the F-bomb. She will drop an F-bomb, and it's not really punching up a joke. It's just, I guess, the way she speaks. And it was actually a little jarring. She should drop that habit. She doesn't need it at all. I did find pretty deep in the special, her constant hyper delivery was starting to wear on me. The special's probably 15 minutes too long, but it's nice enough. Again, it made the list. Rolling Stone profiled Taylor. She told them it's the first time in her life she's had an actual job. I have a badge. I've never gone into a studio lot with a badge. I've just been like, hi, it's me. Last name is Tomlinson. And they're like, we don't have you in the system. She also has a writer's room, which feels like a luxury. She says, it's so funny to me when everyone's like, you're so good at reading prompters. And I'm like, great people wrote me great jokes that I just have to deliver. I've been writing my own hour and a half of material I have to do from memory. Like, this is awesome. What a sweet gig. Interesting take here by Taylor. She doesn't want to hype this only woman in late night thing. She said, I mean, Chelsea Handler was very popular. Like, what are you talking about? Sam B went on for 7 seasons. I don't get how everyone's like, oh, it hasn't gone well. I don't think that's true. I struggle with the right balance of being like, it's very cool, and also being like, let's not make this a thing. Could she see her getting a bigger show in the future, say an 11:30? She said, I have no idea. I truly haven't thought about that at all until you said it, Rolling Stone. Mentioned the other day, Eric Idle seems unhappy with John Cleese. Cleese was asked by a fan on Twitter, because we call it Twitter, not the other thing, Elon. And the fan tweeted, because that's what you do, paraphrasing, hey, John, I see the pythons are all fighting. What's going on? John wrote back, we always loathed and despised each other, but it's only recently that the truth has begun to emerge. So I dug deeper because you never know with John. I'm like, is he serious? Is he joking? Apparently he was joking. That wasn't that clear, but he did clean it up and he said, I just saw the Press Association release They got it totally wrong. My remark about loathing and despising each other, 1, referred to all the members of the group, 2, was a joke. I would have expected the Press Association staff to have 1, an understanding of irony, 2, a sense of humor. Kevin Hart is joining the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. He'll do Spokane Stadium Sunday, August 25th. A suit with the festival says, having a comedian at the level of Kevin Hart choosing the Great Outdoor Comedy Festival Spokane stage to perform for his fans, I hate these press releases, in the region after so many years is really exciting. With the already announced Tom Segura Come Together tour, now Kevin Hart, in addition to what we're working on for Saturday, really puts Spokane in a league of their own for comedy lineups. Bad news for Sarah Silverman. By the way, before I get into that, I just recorded a couple episodes of 5 Good News Stories. That's the podcast. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm the host, and I just tell you either good news stories or stories that'll make you smile. I just recorded a bunch. It's so much fun. 5 Good News Stories, number 5 Good News Stories, wherever you get your shows. Bad news for Sarah Silverman. A federal judge has dismissed most of a lawsuit brought by Sarah and others against OpenAI over the use of copyrighted books to train its generative artificial intelligent chatbot. The district judge says the authors failed to cite any particular output that is substantially similar or similar at all to their books. A bunch of new comedy specials coming out. Kyle Knane. His hour is called Dirt Nap. It'll be out on March 4th. Let's listen.
Last week, I did a show in Montana, and we spent Labor Day in Yellowstone National Park, and it was something like I'm sitting there watching, it's beautiful, and watching Old Faithful go up. Look at this landmark. And I was just shoulder to shoulder with people like, let's go Brandon t-shirts and like, don't tread on me hats and everything. Just people that hate big government and hate socialism even more, unironically enjoying a national park. And
Love Kyle. A couple years back, I had his special pretty high up the list. Was that 22? No, it was last year. Kyle Kinane's Shocks and Struts I had at number 5 in 2023. The top 5 were Gary Gulman, Todd Barry, Shane Gillis, Tom Segura, and Kyle Knane. I've been thinking a lot about Shane. I might watch that special again if I get a minute. Ivan Decker has a new special out on 800-Pound Gorilla Media. It's called Popcorn, a culmination and celebration of everything that has happened in Decker's life since his last special on Netflix, including stealing a baby from Whole Foods and attempting to raise it as his own. He says popcorn gives you a rush of serotonin and dopamine that's better than any drugs, and that is why he titled the special. Rory Scovel, also on 800-Pound Gorilla, has a special called Religion, Sex, and a Few Things in Between. That one's going to be out on Max, and I was pretty surprised. Rory Scovel's a good comedian and all, but I was like, Max, wow. So how do you explain this? Conan O'Brien is behind this. Doesn't mean Rory's bad. I'm just like, oh, now it makes sense. Conan is vouching for Rory, who's a good comic. This was recorded last November at the Goodale Theater in Minneapolis. In the hour, we see Scoville offering observations on disparate subjects such as religion, sex, mushrooms, vaccines, parenting an 8-year-old, and much more. 70 minutes set. That's 15 minutes too long. I wanted to play some clips for you, but too naughty. Can't do it. But here's a trailer I really liked. Hannah Gadsby. It's a multi-comic special featuring genderqueer comics from around the globe. It's called Gender Agenda. It'll be March 5th on Netflix. The trailer is great. I've scoped it down a little bit here for both pacing and language, but I'm looking forward to this. I like this trailer a lot.
The last time Netflix brought this many trans people together was for a protest, so progress.
My name is Jess Tom. I'm trans. Can you tell? Don't answer that. That was a test. You're passing. Am I?
Back when I was in school, kids used to call me a butt pirate. And that was kind of cute. I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. Although I will admit, I do personally prefer booty bandit or bum burglar. But we can't all be great writers, now can we?
If you enjoy what I do here, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews. You can throw some money in the tip jar. I will take your money. I will go to the National Donuts chain, and I will buy a large iced coffee with caramel and milk. Now, Liz did that recently and took me up on the challenge. If you made enough of a donation, I would do an entire episode about Adam Sandler movies, and I would only say good things. That will be Saturday's episode on this very here podcast feed. I'm about to record it, so unless there's some mysterious curveball in my life in the next 5 or so minutes, I'm going to record it. That'll be Saturday. Thank you, Liz, for the donation. Buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews. Madison Square Garden and the Garden of Dreams Foundation announced the return of Garden of Laughs, an all-star comedy benefit that has raised more than $6 million in the past. This year's show, hosted by Steve Sharippa. I know Steve pretty well. Good guy. I've got some Sharippa stories. I'm always fun to work with Steve Sharippa. Really good guy. So he's your host, the comedians Bill Burr, Michael Che, Chris DiStefano, Jim Gaffigan, Heather McMahon, Sam Morril, and Jon Stewart. This will be at Madison Square Garden March 27th. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. All net proceeds go to the Garden of Dreams Foundation. I did think it interesting that I named those comedians, right? It includes Burr and Gaffigan and Sam Morril and Jon Stewart. And the person I got the quote from was Chris DiStefano. Would nobody else text you back? Anyway, Chris said, as a longtime Knicks fan, I've always known about Garden of Dreams and how Garden of Laughs enables the foundation to do its incredible work. I couldn't be more honored to be part of such an amazing lineup for a great cause. That sounds like something Chris would say, doesn't it? Sharippa said, I'm so excited the Garden of Laughs is back. I've seen firsthand the monumental impact that the Garden of Dreams has on the young people and families it serves, and I'm honored to host an event that enables the foundation to make an immediate and enormous impact on the community. Garden of Laughs was previously held in 2013, 15, 17, and 19. All 4 previous events were sold out. From Low Kick MMA, your home for comedy news, Howie Mandel was interviewing Dana White, the UFC boss. According to the recap, now I'm telling you, I went to go pull the clip, and it pulled up a YouTube clip of an hour of a Howie Mandel podcast. Guess how many commercial breaks were in an hour of a Howie Mandel podcast? 15. And I'm like, I'm not hunting through 15 non-skippable commercial breaks to find this clip. 15 commercial breaks in an hour? Even if they're 1 second long, that's annoying. What are you doing? Anyway, Low Kick MMA, your home for comedy news, says that Howie was just complimenting Dana left and right. And then when it was Dana's turn to talk, he said, thank you for all the kind words. I appreciate it. I'm so effing tired of doing podcasts. I'm literally done with them. I'm not doing any more. Then he left. I don't know what that's about. And I'm losing my voice. I got to save my voice for the Sandler episode. I need to record it today for schedule. So I got to wrap up here so I can do the Sandler episode that's going out Saturday. And that's your comedy news for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. See you tomorrow.